Right now, Louisiana wheat growers are in the middle of harvest. However, there are only about half as many acres planted to wheat this year than there were last year. As This Week in Louisiana Agriculture's Avery Davidson shows us, those who took the gamble and grew wheat this year are doing pretty well.
This combine is cutting some of the prettiest wheat Donald Schexnayder says he's ever grown.
Weather was ideal this year. All through the growing season, the wheat looked great.
While Schexnayder is happy with the 70 bushel an acre yields he's seeing, he made a decision last fall that may cut into his profits. Schexnayder, like many grain farmers across Louisiana, decided to cut down on the acres of wheat he planted. Schexnayder only cut his production down by 20%, but many growers did not plant wheat at all. That's why this year there are only about 200,000 acres of wheat planted in the state, about half of what we saw in 2008.
It almost feels like it's even smaller than that.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation grain marketing specialist David Bollock says the reason there are fewer acres of wheat is because fertilizer was so expensive last fall. That's when farmers made their decisions about planting.
You were looking at sky-high nitrogen prices. I mean, that's what scared everyone off. And we probably, I think 1 in 3 farmers who normally plant wheat was backing away from it.
Schexnayder says he's glad he did not back away from wheat altogether. However, he wishes there was not a negative basis of 70 to 90 cents per bushel at the farm gate.
With the higher yields, and we'd like to see a higher basis, but with the futures prices at where it's at, it would be a really great year if we had a higher basis, but that's the way it goes. It will still come out okay.
And once all of the dust settles from this year's wheat harvest, Schexnayder says that he's probably going to get a pretty decent return. Though Bollock says you're not going to notice any changes at the stores.
You finally saw something last year because prices went so high. And we saw record prices. We saw wheat prices that were over twice as high as we had ever seen them before. So naturally that finally impacted the grocery store prices. And of course, prices went up last year. We heard all about it and everything. Now farm prices have come way down, but I'm not sure you're seeing much backing off in the stores. You know, the price of cereal and things like that. At least I don't notice it.
And with prices hovering around $6 a bushel for wheat, Schexnayder notices any change that could impact his bottom line. In Irwinville, I'm Avery Davidson for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture.
Last year, Louisiana produced about 21 million bushels of wheat. It had a farm value of more than $162 million.